Hello replay viewers, hey everybody, welcome. Come on in, welcome. Thanks for joining me tonight. Welcome to snare lesson number 2. Hi Aiden, how's it going? Come on in Ethan, hey guys, come on in. BM Strummer, what's up guys? Thanks for coming in. Hey Kaysen. Shane, how are you? Welcome guys, happy Sunday. My man, Kaysen. Welcome guys, welcome back. Hey Stockton. For those of watching, Stockton was the MVP of last week's broadcast, and he actually joined me along with Kaysen and a few other guys to my trip to the Apple Store. But today we are preparing for snare lesson number 2. Timing is everything. Hi guys, thank you so much for those hearts that are flowing in. And Shane, thank you guys, those of you who are sharing right now, I appreciate it. You're sharing it with your followers and your social media, and we see all these hearts floating up. Right now what you're seeing is a shot from my rooftop. We're here in Los Angeles. That's Santa Monica Boulevard over there. And you have a beautiful sunset in the background. Sights like this that remind us that it's a good day to be alive. So thanks for joining me guys. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Those of you who I haven't met yet, my name is Huei-Yuan. I'm a musician here in Los Angeles, California. And last week was my first Persicope session where I did a live video lesson, and the feedback from the live video lessons was so overwhelmingly positive that I decided that, hey, I might try making this into like a weekly deal. Just got one on my solo yesterday, ready for state. Congratulations, Stockton. Was it a snare solo or a mallet solo, or what were you working on for your snare solo? And guys, thank those of you who are bringing all these hearts up right now. Marimba, excellent. Thank you so much for these hearts. I really appreciate it. We're using these hearts as an indicator of either you, I'm doing a good job of explaining what's happening, or you appreciate the content, or you're just saying, hey, what's up? Those of you who are tapping over here, that's helpful. A Burritt prelude, excellent. Which one? There's 1 through 5, right? Fun fact, I studied with Michael Burritt when I was doing my master's at Northwestern. One of, if not the best musicians, most tremendous musicians, composers, educators I've ever been one. Prelude number 1. Oh, so good. And I'm sure you're going to work on learning the entire series, like 1 through 5. Those pieces are beautiful. 2, gorgeous. 5, maybe probably the most fun to play is 5 with that dance. But great piece. Those of you who are sharing, thank you very much. We want to get this out to people who you think this would be helpful for as well. Today, we're doing a snare drum lesson covering timing. Now, this being the second lesson, I was trying to figure out how can I make a lesson that has broad appeal to a lot of people, but I know there are a few players in here who are a little more advanced, so I'm going to be talking about a few more advanced concepts, but applied to a very simple topic that I think even the beginning snare drummer to the advanced snare drummer is going to find useful. So, today's topic is timing. Now, we've all heard the phrase, timing is everything, and I remember I used to be at a point where I thought, you know, rhythm and time was everything when it came to playing. Now, while I still think timing is very, very important, personally right now, if you ask me what's the most important thing for a musician, I would say it's your sound. The sound you get from the instrument when you're playing, whether it's marimba or percussion, any percussion instrument, any musician, if it's a vocalist, your sound is going to be the most important thing that you get from your instrument. But being percussionists, your timing is incredibly important. Why? It affects the groove, it affects the sense of pulse, it affects how you're communicating with other musicians. Your timing is super, super important. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So today I thought we would start with 2 exercises. Excuse me, I'm still getting over this cough that I've got. I've just been talking a lot this past week. So we have 2 timing exercises that I want to show you. And these are the first 2 time exercises that I teach all my beginning percussionists. And also, any drumline that I work with, I start with this timing exercise because it's amazing how much this one exercise reveals as you're playing. How many of you guys practice timing exercises regularly? Give me some hearts over here, tap, or give me some comments here. How many of you practice timing regularly? Okay, we can see some more hearts here. That's good. Me, CQ3840. Yep, BMS drummer, excellent. And what I mean, like, this is part of your daily routine when you're warming up and playing 8s, when you are doing your daily maintenance, depends on the day. Yep. And I would say think of timing as your daily maintenance on your car. Just like you take your car in to get oil changes or your tires rotated, your timing is something that you should be doing pretty regularly. especially when you're first starting out, you should be doing this all the time, because this is the foundation for everything that you drum. And then as you get more experience, you just check up on this every once in a while. I'm just curious who is yellow and green over here, because yellow and green is blowing up the hearts over here. Aiden, of course, you're the man. Aiden and yellow and green. I can't see who yellow is. Casey. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. That's really helpful. It lets me know that you are interested in what I'm talking about, which is good, and I can always shift topics. Okay, so exercise number 1, time exercise number 1. Real quick, you always want to make sure you practice with the metronome. And today I brought my metronome case in. Appreciate it. So I'm going to put this first exercise here. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Let's try 108 to start. Okay, this is 108. First exercise looks like this. Let's break it down. Guys, you're welcome to play this with me on a pad, or if you want to tap it on the screen. Either way, it's great. Let's talk about what this exercise is, okay? So the first chunk, 1 ienda, 2 ienda. 2 counts of 16th note check. Check is the framework, the graph paper that you're trying to line up all the notes on. So the first count, 2 counts of 16th notes. 1 ienda, 2 ienda, 3. Do that with me. Ready, go. 2 more times. Nice. Last time, and okay, so 2 counts of 16th note check. And then 2 counts of 8th notes in your right hand. 1 and 2 and. Again. Okay, so we're going to do that 2 times. Let me bump this up to 120. Okay. Let's play that 4 times. So 2 counts of check, 2 counts of right hand 8s. Got it? One more time. 1, 2, here we go. Great. Questions. Pretty straightforward, right? Now the second part is where we have maybe some questions, right? The second part looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the rhythm is 1 E, E, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E, E, 1. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E, E, 1, 2. 1 E, E, 1, 2, 1 E, E, 1, 2, 1 E, E, 1. Okay? Alright, guys, let me know if you're still with me here. Is this making sense so far? Yep. Okay, good. So let's put it together. It looks like this. 1, 2, right hand. 1, 2, right hand again. Left hand. 1, 2, 1 E, E, 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 1. Okay, so if that's the exercise, let's unpack what's happening, because there's a lot going on in this exercise. And guys, those of you who are giving hearts, again, I appreciate that, and those of you who are sharing, I appreciate that as well. Okay, so this is timing exercise number 1. And the first pattern is just straight 8th notes. And the second pattern is 1 E, E, First pattern, digga 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 1 and 2 and. Second pattern, digga 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 1 E, E, 1. And notice that here, let's talk about advanced topic number 1. You know that the right hand over here is going to be right hand flow, and over here it's going to be left hand flow. What is flow? What do you guys think flow is? I'm just curious. When you hear someone say, oh, when you're playing, make sure you play with flow in your hands. Ideas? What do you guys think flow is? Smooth. Excellent. Yep. Absolutely. Evenness. Yes. Fluidity. Perfect. Man, you guys are right on it. Smooth, evenness, fluidity, like playing through the drum. Playing through the drum, maybe more addressing the sound quality that you're getting, but flow is more approach to the motion, the sound that you get as you're playing the motion. Playing through the drum is if you want a bigger, fuller quality of sound. So, flow means this, guys. When I play the 16th note check this out. Watch my right hand. Digga 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 dot 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 digga 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 dot 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 digga 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 dot 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 dot. what you'll notice is the right hand doesn't change. It flows through the entire pattern. Okay? What you see a lot of times is people play check and then a pattern. Check, pattern, and something changes. And your key is to keep that right hand flowing through the part. The same thing applies for the left hand. If you go 1, 2, da 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 da. So essentially, we're flowing through the right hand and we're flowing through the left hand. Does that make sense? So what you want to do when you're practicing this at home, guys, is look in the mirror. And again, this is a topic that applies for beginning players, but also I'm always shocked at how many advanced players struggle with this. They downstroke in weird places, but you want to keep that flow going through, especially it'll help you with your timing and your sound and the motion. So let's try the exercise again. It'll be 4 of the right hand pattern, 4 of the left hand pattern. 1, 2, here we go. Right hand's not changing, right? It's flowing. And the left hand. Left hand flow. Notice it doesn't change from the check pattern. Okay? Good, guys. Any questions about that? Right hand flow and left hand flow. Hey, Anu, how you doing? Questions? Okay. Now, the actual exercise, that's what you usually play to get the player going. But the actual timing exercise is just 1 of each one. So you just play the first pattern, and then you play the second pattern. Good. Thanks for asking. You got it. Hey, Kason. All right, and then you do repeat it. So it looks like this. So right hand pattern, left hand pattern, right hand pattern, left hand pattern. Let's try it together, guys. 1, you can do it on the screen or on your pad. And 1, 2, here we go. Okay, all right, now let's recap. What's the first concept that we've talked about so far in this lesson? And I'm going to be adding to this as we go, guys. The first overarching concept that we've talked about so far, when the right hand doesn't stop and the left hand doesn't stop. Yep, timing is the big umbrella, but what's the first subtopic that we've talked about so far? Yes, flow, excellent. Who's that? CQ, excellent. Aiden, perfect. Stockton, fluidity. Yep, and the word that we're using is flow. Okay, now the second topic that I want to talk about is bearing the metronome. Bearing the metronome. How many of us have heard of this concept of bearing the metronome? Like you bury something in the ground, bearing the metronome. Have you guys heard of this idea of burying the metronome when you're playing? Never? No problem. Connor, that's what we're here for. Question mark? Never? Yes, good. I like it when students haven't heard of something. No? Fantastic, because that means I'm introducing something valuable and new for you guys. If you play right with it, you can't hear it. Very good, Ethan. Excellent. Nope, Kason. All right, so what Ethan's talking about is, if you're playing with the metronome, and right now I've got the accent on, I'm going to turn it down so it's just the chord note click. So it sounds like this, right? Now, check it out. You can do that with rolls. You can do that with anything. So check it out. This is right. First, I'm going to try my best to play right with the metronome. Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's right on the beat. Now I'm going to try to play a little ahead of the beat, which sounds like this. What's up, Patrick? Can you hear how I'm just slightly in front of the click? And now I'm going to play just behind the click. So try this exercise with me, guys. We're going to play 8 notes on the beat. Then we're going to shift 8 notes ahead of the beat, and then 8 beats behind the beat. Now, this is an advanced topic, so try it. It's fun. Check it out. 8 on the beat, 8 ahead of the beat, 8 behind the beat. And then let's add 8 more on the beat at the end. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Ahead of the beat, behind the beat, back on the beat. How'd we do? Let's try one more time. On, ahead, behind, on. 1, 2, ready, go. Ahead of the beat. Behind the beat. On the beat. Yeah? How was that? Good. Okay, so I see some hearts, which means that you guys are, this is making sense to you guys, okay? Now, there are times where you want to play on the beat and you're burying the metronome, which means you can't hear it. If you're lined up exactly with the click, you actually won't be able to hear the metronome, provided that the metronome's balanced volume-wise to what you're playing. Then you're going to have instances where you want to play ahead of the beat. You're intentionally driving the beat. You're still playing a steady beat, but it's just on top of the beat, and then you're playing behind the beat. Let me give you guys a picture of what we're talking about. So think of it like this. This blue dot is the pulse. That's your beat. Now, as you're playing, typically as a drummer, what you're aiming for, your time concept is going to be dead center of that beat. You're trying to play right in the center of that beat. Sometimes what you might want to do is actually play on the front side of the beat. You're still in time, but you're playing on the front side of the beat. Sometimes you're going to want to play on the back side of the beat. Does that make sense? So it depends on the situation, it depends on the feel, it depends on what you're trying to do musically, but these are different ways of feeling your time concept. If you play right in the center of the beat, that's what we would call burying the metronome. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to play that first exercise again, and we're going to try to bury the metronome, which means we shouldn't be able to hear the metronome as we're playing. Okay? So back to this exercise. Okay, here we go. And 1, 2, here we go. One more, 2, 3, 4. Oh, one more for me, thanks. Okay, so that's an example of burying the metronome. So we have two themes that we've talked about so far. Flow, 2, burying the metronome. And then the third thing we'll talk about as we get to the next exercise. Okay, questions, guys. It's a combination of some basic ideas, but it's also some more advanced topics that I usually talk to with, more advanced players who have this timing thing down. Any questions about burying the metronome or flow as you're playing? Why is 16th note timing important? Well, this time exercise, it reveals a lot about how you're going to move the stick, and especially, if you want to go fast, you can go. It doesn't matter what you're playing if your timing is weird, because when you start playing weird, I used to have a drum teacher who would say, timing is like bad breath. As soon as someone notices that you have bad timing, they're not listening to what you're saying anymore. They're focused on the fact that you have bad breath. If you have weird timing when you're playing with other musicians, they have trouble listening to what you're actually playing, and it feels weird, right, when you're playing with someone who's got bad timing. So what you're trying to do is always trying to make sure that you're not the one that's contributing to the weird time, but you're always the one that's holding down the beat with timing. Okay? All right, any questions? I'm not seeing any comments, and that might be because you guys are just so engrossed with what I'm saying, or it might mean the comments aren't coming through. So, no comments. Okay, let's move on. Time exercise number 2, and we're going to play all these exercises at the end again. Comment. Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, it makes sense with me. Thank you, guys. I'm just making sure that everyone's here. What types of sticks are you using? These are the Innovative Percussion Brett Kuhn Velocity Sticks FSBK2s. They just came out at PASIC, I think, a few months ago. And Innovative sent me a few of these to try out, and I've been experimenting with them the last couple months since Christmas. Yeah, you have those? What do you think, CQ384? Do you like them? I'm thinking about doing maybe a vlog about these later, where I compare them against the original FSBK ones. You love them? Yep. Never seen those before. And what you'll notice is that these have I should have brought the other sticks up here so you can compare the two. I just bought Coons yesterday at WGI Dallas. Awesome. These have a quicker taper. The stick itself, I think, is a little shorter also, and the beat of the stick is a little bit different also too. I could do a longer vlog about this, but what I've noticed is, especially if you're playing faster and lower, like anything down low, I can get a little more speed with these sticks as I'm playing. So, you know, I like them. I've just been using them a lot because I want to get a good feel for them. Except Lone Star sent me a lighter pair, so I can't really play through my drum head. It doesn't have a rounded butt. Now I'll show you guys the tip of the stick looks like that. Yeah. All right. Before we move to the next topic, guys, I just want to say thanks again. Those of you who are tapping over here, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And those of you who have shared this on your social media and with your followers, I also appreciate that a lot too. So thank you. Okay, timing number 2. I'm sure all of us have played some sort of variation on this timing exercise. I'm going to slow it back down just so that we can all get it. It's also a check exercise format. And the first timing pattern is 1 E and. Okay, but we're going to do 2 and 2s. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 1 E and, 2 E and. Okay, let's do that again. Ready, go. 1 E and a 2 E and, 1 E and, 2 E and. Okay, we're going to do that 4 times. Good again, and here we go. Good. Now, who can tell me what concepts I'm trying to apply to this first rhythmic pattern? Hint, it's related back to what we talked about earlier. Yeah! You guys are on it, Stockton CQ. Flow. Flow. Anything else? How about in relation to this? Timing. Yeah, but specifically what with timing? Bearing the met. You got it. Bearing the May. Bearing the May. Okay. So, with this exercise, you can also do the same exercise, guys, where you play ahead of the beat, you play on the beat where you bury the met, and you can play behind the beat. I'm going to try to play on the beat first, and then I'll do a rep ahead, and then I'll do a rep behind. Try this with me, okay? Can you guys hear the met, okay? Let's try it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, hey Justin, and on the beat. Ahead of the beat. Yep. Thanks for the hearts. I can see you guys playing. Behind the beat. And then back on the beat. Alright? The difference of playing on, ahead, and behind is literally like that. And most, you know, I think of this as like a superpower for drummers. Most people can't hear if it's on, ahead, or behind. You know, and that's something that you have to, yeah, that's a little hard. And guys, I'm making, hopefully I'm making this look easier than it really is. I mean, this is years of me working on this. But practice playing on, playing ahead, and playing behind. Because if you can play ahead and behind, when it comes time to trying to playing on, you've got this window of ability to play. It's like wind players or brass players who are able to play sharp and flat on purpose, and then when they try to play in tune, because they have the flexibility of playing a little sharp or a little flat, playing in tune is easy. For us as drummers, it's the same thing. You can play right on the beat, you can play a little ahead of the beat, and you can play a little bit behind the beat, and back on the beat. Okay? You can tell when you hit the first beat of the check. Yeah, and that's a great point. The check is everything, guys, because if you don't get this part, if you don't start the check and end the check in time, it's a little head, Good. If you don't start and end the check in time, then the pattern's not going to be in time. Okay, first pattern, 1 E and. Digga, 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 1 E and, 2 E and. Okay, where are we at here? 1 E and. Okay, I'm going to continue the right hand flow. So the second pattern is going to be 1 and a. Okay, let's try it. Let's do four patterns of 1 and us. Here we go. Yep, and you can try this with me, guys, whether on the screen or take out your pad and your sticks. Let's play this together. We're going to do 4 reps of this. On, ahead, behind, on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ahead of the beat, here we go. Can you guys tell that I'm a little bit ahead of the Met the whole time? Okay, now let's try behind the Met. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then now back right on the beat. 2, 3, 4. Now what I notice is, when I go through this process of on, ahead, behind, on, when I go back to on at the very end, it's easier than when I first started. Do you guys feel that, or how are we feeling with this ahead, on, behind type of thing? Yeah? Yeah. Try it. Yeah, it's something to just work on. We can do this at a couple different tempos. Okay, so the first one is 1 E and, 1 and up. What do you guys think the next one is? I'll write it here and then tell me what you think the next rhythm is. I had to write it too. 1 E Connor. Bing, 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 bing. Good job, Connor. 1 E. Let's try 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. 1 E, E, 1. Try it a little ahead of the beat now. Behind the beat, 3, 4. Back on the beat. Okay, how do we do? Percussive, what's up, Dawson? And the last pattern, last but not least, what do you guys think? Last pattern, let's see it. Who is anticipating where this lesson is going next? The last pattern, E and A, Stockton with the win. E and A. E and A. E and A. Yeah, you guys are with me. Excellent. Okay, let's try it. Ready? 2 and 2s. E and A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop quiz. Which hand is flowing right now? Right hand or left hand? You got a 50-50 chance of getting the right answer. Left hand. Left, 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 left. Right hand. Check it out. It's okay, Connor. So your left hand is flowing. Let's try it again. 1, 2, here we go. Ahead of the beat now. Here we go. A little faster. Ahead of the beat. behind the beat. And then back on the beat. Now you might have caught the second time through, I was actually a little bit behind the beat. Hey Dawson, let's do that one more time for me on the beat. Bury the Met. Here we go. 2 and 1, 2. Oh, I played the wrong pattern, guys. Ienda again. That was right. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now, if we had more time, what you would do is you'd put the whole thing together. 4 of the 1 iens, 4 of the 1 endas, 4 of the 1 ias, and the 4 of the iendas. Okay? What we're going to do is we're just going to play one of each of those patterns straight through. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 en, 1 en. 1 and a 2 and a. 1 e, a 2 e, a. Ienda, ienda, 1. Okay, so just one of each of those patterns. Let's do it again. 1, 2, same thing. One more time. Here we go. How are we doing, guys? Making sense so far? Yep. Boom, 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 boom. Making sense. Awesome. So, first half of the exercise now, notice that it's right hand flow. Second half of the exercise, left hand flow. So the first half looks like this. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dum, dig it, dum. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dum, dig it, dum, dig it. Second half of the exercise, dig it, 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 dig it. Right hand flows the first half of the exercise, left hand flows the second half of the exercise, and you're trying to bury the metronome as you're doing this. Let me give you guys a shot at this. I'm getting distracted up here. There's this, I don't know if you guys can see this. Where is it? There's a helicopter way far in the distance. Tonight is the Oscars. I'm like 15 minutes away from Hollywood where the Oscars are taking place, so I think a lot of important people are getting flown in over here. And before I go on, I'm going to take a second to plug in my phone because I just saw that there is a low battery. We're coming up on the last few minutes of the lesson here, guys. So thank you for those hearts. Thank you for those of you who are sharing, because we can actually get some replay viewers in here later for those people who are watching. Let's see. I'm so paranoid that my phone's going to die again. There's probably a good chance that's going to happen. So if my phone does die, guys, thanks again for joining me and watching this lesson. I hope it's helpful to you. But let's recap this real quick. Flow, bury the metronome. Love the exercise. Thank you very much. Flow, burying the metronome. And the last thing is this. Can you move your feet to all these exercises? Because as you're marking time, you want to make sure that your feet... Let's do a little a foot cam here. This is the special features foot cam. You guys can check out my low first. Here we go. Let's play that second time exercise and check out your feet. Left foot. 1, 2. Here we go. Again. Here you go. Time. Here you go. Make sense? Now, the best thing for you to do in an ideal situation, drum, standing up, mirror. I realize that some of us can't always drum with those conditions because you can't bother people, or you don't have a drum, or you're not able to stand up for whatever reason. But you can also sit down and do this with your feet in your room. When I was in high school, all my pirate lessons were on a snare drum stand like this, like a drum set stand. And it was me and my lesson teacher in like a closet-sized practice room, sitting down across from each other in a chair. So I have a particular fondness for, you know, sitting across from someone in a chair and just drumming with them. But just know that if you're trying to simulate playing in a drum line, the best way to do this is to stand up on a stand, on a drum. Nothing can substitute really that type of practice time to simulate the real thing. If you want to take it even a step further, you're actually wearing the drum as you're playing, which is great too. Okay, so the three concepts, just to wrap up, guys: flow, burying the metronome, feet in time, and knowing how your feet syncopate with those each of those time patterns. If you can do each of those, you're off to the races. It's going to be great. Okay, now for a future lesson, I think I want to talk about, as you guys might know this already, every exercise you play, you start with your right hand. You also want to start with your left hand. So with your left hand, it might look like this. So you should end on your left hand. I remember when my teacher first showed me that in high school, my brain literally exploded. I was like, what? And I was so frustrated that my hands weren't able to do this. How many of you guys practice everything off the left hand as well as the right hand? One comment that I received last week: yeah, me, I do. Excellent. That's okay. So add that to your routine, Stockton. One question that I got last week from Pat the Knight was, he goes, my left hand's not as strong as my right hand, what can I do? And a great tip that my teacher gave me when I was in high school was just practice your left hand twice as much as your right hand. So if you take an exercise like eights, you do 4 counts in your right hand, you would actually do 8 in your left hand, so it would look like this. Okay, if you're doing bucks, basically you're just doing everything double in your left hand because your left hand is way gimpier than your right hand. So it needs the extra time, the extra reps to get caught up to your right hand. So that's just a quick little tip for you guys as you're doing this. Okay? Let's do a couple reps of each one of these. Let's do 120. The first exercise, second exercise, and then we'll do a couple variations on sleep. Okay? Here we go. Exercise number 1. Remember, that's one that looks like this. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Thanks for drumming on your screen, guys. I appreciate it. This is timing number 2. 1, 2, ready, and. Check for flow and burying the metronome. Flow, bury. Okay, here we go. A little faster, 132. Exercise number 1. Remember, you're checking to make sure that your hand doesn't change from the check to the pattern as you flow through the patterns. Watch for that in the mirror as you're doing this, okay? Again, 1, 2, 3. And timing number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Okay, let's do one more. 144. Timing number 1. Focus on getting the check the first time. 1, 2, check. Again. Timing number 2. Notice your right hand flows through the whole first half of the exercise, then your left hand flows through the whole second half of the exercise. 1, 2 again. Last time. Okay, and guys, remember, you're always listening critically. You're trying to make sure that you're bearing the metronome as you're doing this. Flow the right hand when it's supposed to, flow the left hand when it's supposed to, bear the metronome, and then make sure you're moving your feet. Stand up and move your feet at home. If you're sitting down in like at a drum set, you could do hi-hat, bass drum. That's an excellent way to make sure that your hands and your feet are syncing up also. That's all good stuff. Okay? Any questions? Hey, where are your mom's cookies? That's a good point. Aiden, you remembered. All right, so those of you who didn't catch the earlier scope, check this out. So my mom's like, hey, do you want, I have a little bit of a sweet tooth, right? Let me just check the time real quick here, guys, because I'm due downstairs. Okay, I've got about 10 minutes. So today my mom was like, hey, do you want some cakes or cookies? Because, were they soft though? Yes, I'm going to show you guys in a second. I've got a little bit of a sweet tooth. My mom, how many of you guys like chocolate chip cookies, or you have a sweet tooth? Show me down here if you're a fan of sweet things. Yep. Boop, 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 boop. Me, Aiden. Yeah. Were they crunchy on the outside? So my personal preference are crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, which is how my mom makes them, and she's, you know, amazing. Moms are the best, right? Give my mom some hearts. And guys, if you missed my mom earlier, you can watch the replay from before. She was on the replay, which is, I actually bet my mom's watching the broadcast right now, so we'll check with her in a little bit. So my mom, like the amazing mom that she is, she whips up some cookies and cake, and then I said, hey mom, I'm going to show the Periscope viewers later the cookies, and she says, oh, well, I'll make a plate of cookies and cake for them. So if you guys were here in Los Angeles with me, I would invite you over, and you could be feasting on this bad boy of plates. Whoa! Cookies and cake! I know, okay, it's ridiculous. And my mom showed me this. I said, Mom, everyone's gonna think I'm like this glutton for cookies and cake. And she's like, no, just show them and you can have one or two. So if you guys were here, I would be more than happy to share these with you. But for now, what do you guys think? This one? This one? How about this one over here? If I take this one off, then they might come tumbling down. Okay, and then I'm gonna, sorry, this is probably torture for you guys when I'm gonna bite into it. Oh yeah. I feel like I'm on the Food Network here. My God. Crunchy on the inside. Look at the size of these chocolate chips. My wife picked up the Ghirardelli chocolate chips. We're having a sale at the grocery store. So these are Ghirardelli chocolate chips. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. I know, Kason, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be a negative influence on you, but hey, sometimes you gotta eat chocolate chips. Why not on Sunday, right? And just so you guys know, on the back over here, this is like an almond flavored cake that my mom made. It's like a chocolate cake, but she substituted almond powder for chocolate powder. And you're eating some now. Yeah. Is Brooke? I don't know. I'm not sure, guys. I didn't see any posting, but usually Gridbook is on right after this at 9 p.m. Yep, Stockton's on. Yeah, cool. And I know the Oscars are on right after this also, too. So, you guys have any questions for me? We got the last 5 minutes here, and then I'm going to wrap up, and we'll call it a night. Questions? Hearts? Okay. So, again, guys, thanks for the outgoing hearts. Those of you who are pounding on that heart bit over there. Those of you who have shared it, thank you very much. So, for people who are busy right now, they can catch the replays. How to play 3/4 threes over quarters. Mind if I screenshot the music? Yeah, actually, I'm gonna let me talk about it in just a second. CQ, like Triple, I've been wondering, were you a snare player? Yeah, snare player. Thanks for the lesson. You're welcome, Connor. Okay, big cookies. I know, right? Okay. Let me talk about the handout first, and then let me address that quarter 3 question, which I'm going to have to ask you to type back in because I didn't quite catch what the quarter. This handout, which has everything we talked about today, it has like the practice part of it, and then the actual exercise, and then it's got 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these, and then the actual exercise. I'm going to post these on the show notes for this Periscope, which you can find in my bio link. It's going to be my website, huei-yuan.com/periscope/ and this is lesson number lesson number 2. So you just type in lesson 2. If you just type in Huei-Yuan Pan, if you Google search me, you can find me online, /Periscope. There's a link to this app. Yeah, it's a free download, Kason. You go on there, and later I'll type some extra notes on what we worked on, answer any questions I left out. This isn't on there right now, but I'm going to post it. I want to tweak a few things for you guys, but I'll post this on there. You can download it for free and check it out and practice it. And then I would love it if you guys left me a comment on that page, and just, if it's helpful, great. If you have additional questions, leave it on that page for me. And that's a way for us to communicate in between lessons. Like I said, guys, I'm just here to help however I can. And hopefully give you guys some insight and some tips on things that have been helpful for me over the years. Okay? So find that online. How to play quarter note triplets over quarter notes. Quarter note triplets over quarter notes. So quarter note triplets, if this is the chord note, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bing, 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 bing. This is actually a topic of a future lesson that I want to do, guys, which is metric changes and shifts and how do you do them. I've got a great analogy that I can't wait to share with you guys about metric shifts. It's an analogy that my roommate at John Potter and I came up with a long time ago. And every time I tell students this analogy, they become metric shifting ninjas. So I can't wait to show you guys in the future. But real quick, let me show you a picture to answer this question. Stockton. Okay, so check it out. These are the quarter notes, right? And the question is, I have to play quarter notes in my left hand, but quarter note triplets in the right. Okay, no problem. So check it out. You need to play 3 notes in the space of these 2, and 3 notes in the space of these 2 notes. Okay, so how do we do that? What number is common to 2 and 3? What number is common to 2 and 3? What's the common denominator for 2 and 3? And the answer to that is 6. So you put triplets here, triplets here, triplets here, triplets here. Okay? So we still have 4 quarter notes, but we're just dividing them into triplets. And then you need to play quarter note triplets, which means you're going to emphasize these notes. Now you've got 3 notes. So it's basically every other triplet. So triplet, 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 triplet. Ba, 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 ba. 1, E, 1. If you counted 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. So that would look like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. And you're thinking, what helicopters? Excuse me. Triplet, 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 bing, bong, 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 bong. Triplet, 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 bing, bong, 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 bong. Okay? Was it left hand, right hand, Stockton? This is your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this is how I would break it down. If I was teaching one of my students how to do this, I would do this. Bong, ba, da. That's the first part. 1, double stop. Right hand on the left hand on the downbeat. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2 more. 1, 2. Last time. 1, 2. Then I would do this. 1, 2. 1, 2. E. Ba, ba, do, ba. Okay, and then all you have left is this. Ba, ba, bo, ba, ba. Ba, ba, bo, ba, ba. Double stop on the beat. Boom, boom. Double. 2 more. Last time. Okay, and then you just string it together. What's my right hand doing, guys? You're welcome. I'm glad it helps, Stockton. What's the right hand doing? Yep, Flo, you got it. Aiden. Connor. Connor. I love it. Kason, you got it. Now, check this out. Switch. Try the other hand now. So, left hand flow. Right hand flow. Left hand flow. Yeah? What about 4/3? About 4/3. Maybe that's another lesson, guys. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up the lesson here for today. If you guys have any more questions in the future, the best way to find me would be on Instagram. Handle is @Huei-Yuan. It's the same as my Periscope handle. You can also find me here on Periscope. Pass the milk and butter. You got it, Connor. You can also find me on my website at huei-yuan.com. I've got a YouTube channel where I'll be posting these replay lessons. You're welcome for the follow. And guys, generally I'm very casual about the follow backs. You know, people will try to follow less people and their social capital in their mind goes up. If you follow me, I'll follow you back because this is more about just meeting people and checking out what other people are doing. And again, I'm just here to offer some content that hopefully will be valuable to people. So if you want to share this, if you want to tag it for people that you think it'll be helpful for, and you can share the replay page, which again is huei-yuan.com/Periscope. And again, I do appreciate these hearts that you guys are tapping over here. These are outgoing hearts over here. Appreciate it, guys. And let me just see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Oh, of course, don't forget to follow, right? There's a number over here in the corner. If you tap the number and you hit follow, then you'll get notifications as more of these replays come back on. Okay, guys? All right. I want to say thanks again for everyone joining me. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the Oscars. Don't forget to check out At Good Book Series for their lesson right after this. You can watch them and the Oscars at the same time. You're welcome, Stockton. Thank you guys again for all the hearts. I really appreciate it, just because, you know, I'm sitting up here and it's fun to hang out with people who are interested in drumming and sharing with them what I'm doing. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.